There's no better way to capture the history and tradition of Visalia, California, the Tulare County Museum, Taylor's Hot Dogs, the Rawhide, the Southern Pacific Depot Restaurant, and the Sons of the San Joaquin. From this Visalia Sun, come on, let's dine out along the road. Every town, every city has its hot spots and hidden gems. Those delicious dining destinations that keep us coming back for more. Join us as we discover the stories behind the food, wine, and interesting people of Central California. Come on, let's dine out along the road. The tradition of great-tasting dogs, fast, friendly service, and a good price remained untouched at this downtown Visalia gem. Taylor Brothers Hot Dogs. Established in 1952 at the corner of Center and Encina, Taylor Brothers holds the distinction of being Visalia's first fast food restaurant. For over 60 years, they've kept it simple. Only hot dogs with mustard, relish, onion, and chili made from Ma Taylor's own recipe. I've been connected to Taylor's Hot Dog Stand since I was 5 years old. Tell us your connection now with your family legacy here since your grandmother, right?
Yeah, actually it was my grandpa and his brother. That's why we get the Taylor Brothers, and they just kind of they had one here, one in Porterville, and one in Watsonville. The one in Watsonville is actually still here, and they had the three going. When my great uncle passed away, he left his half to my dad, and then when my grandpa passed away in 2012, he left his half to me. And so now it's me and my dad doing all the work.
You started when? When did the restaurant, the hot dog stand first open?
The first one here across the street was in 1952, and then we moved it across the street in 1983, and we've been here ever since. I believe we have 5 generations of customers coming up now. You know, people that their grandparent or their great-grandparents used to bring them, or whatever. Everybody's got stories of going out to, you know, the Fox Theater and stashing hot dogs in the purse, or going to the game and getting, you know, or the movies when it was there.
Guilty.
So,
Guilty.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about the hot dog stand here is everything's simple. I mean, you don't even have a computer. You still write the order on the paper.
Yeah.
And I just love that. It's unique about it. Why do you continue to do that?
Just that same old school feel. I mean, you add in, you know, the cash registers and ATM machines and all that other stuff, and it just kind of expands, and everybody still likes that kind of old school feel of, you know, coming up and still grabbing cash out of their pocket and paying for it.
Hot dogs are the only thing on the menu.
Hot dogs are it, yeah.
A few chips,
yeah.
You know, and some Cokes, and it's just plain and simple, and you do that by design, right?
Yes, no, it's everything in here is very simplified, and it's a lot of the processes we still do in here today, we did back in 1952.
We come once a month we're pretty much regulars.
Yeah. What is it, third Wednesday?
Third Wednesday of every month.
That's awesome.
We walk up and she knows that we're ordering and she gets it all set up for us.
What's your favorite? How do you order them?
I eat no relish, light mustard.
Yeah? How do you guys like them?
I do the same as him.
I like to keep basic, just chili.
Yeah, chili, right? That chili's just awesome,
yeah,
right?
That's the best part.
I'm touched by the picture of Veda Pinson on the back wall, and I just remind me of when I was a kid. My father played with Veda Pinson, and Vic Davalillo both played on that 1957 team. There was the Red Leg organization back here, right there in that ballpark around the corner.
My grandma was very close friends with Veda. There's been a lot of baseball players come through here, and it's always cool. She used to have big dinners out there at the house for all the people with the Rawhide. And, you know, I remember we have pictures of tables lined up where she'd just bring them all in her backyard and feed them all because they were, you know, weren't making that much back then.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up in Visalia, California, and I've been coming to this hot dog stand since I was 5 years old. Now I'm inside watching Matt go to town. He is like a well-oiled machine. It's incredible.
They want me to make a couple hot dogs. They want to put a GoPro on my arm. Oh, really?
Dude, I'm thinking you don't ever have to go to the gym. That's a workout right there.
Well, we were the very first fast food restaurant in Visalia. Yes.
I remember coming in here with your mom was here, but you've got a longer history and legacy. You've been here since you were 7, 8 years old, right?
Yes, I started, my first job was here, 10 cents an hour opening soda bottles at the ripe old age of 8. You know, we fed a lot of people over the years, and they enjoyed it. And my dad said, if you take care of the business will take care of you. And
Yeah.
now Matt's carrying on that tradition. I was a law enforcement officer, and I was going to have to retire because my folks were getting too old to keep the business going. And Matt decided he wanted to go into the business, so I was able to finish my career, and he became partners with me, and I owe everything to him. He's done a great job. He doesn't have blood in his veins. He has mustard and chili.
Show me from scratch to finish.
So you're gonna reach up here and grab a paper.
Grab a paper.
You're gonna flip it, and you're gonna open up that lid.
Okay. Awesome.
you
I
go.
grab my bun,
Grab a hot dog.
grab a hot dog, throw it in.
Yeah, mustard.
Mustard, relish, little onions.
Yeah.
A little slower than you are, though. And then throw some chili. Okay. And how much do I put in? Just a
spoonful.
Just a spoonful.
And then you're gonna tuck this down into
Under that.
there, yeah.
And then just over the top. Like,
Grab like that, and then
Yeah.
this is gonna go underneath the pot.
just go underneath like
Yeah.
this. Almost like a backward burrito.
Yeah. Then you put it in the box.
Yeah. There we go. He helped me
There you
make it. That's an order right there.
For my employees and I.
Yeah. So how long you been coming here to Taylor's?
Over 50 years.
Yeah?
Over 50 years.
Really?
Quite a while.
How do you order yours?
Everything. You can have everything.
Gotta go everything, right?
yeah,
The
yeah.
best.
There is absolutely nothing better on a summer evening than a great dog and a ball game at Rawhide Stadium. The Taylor family has always supported the community's rich devotion to baseball. Ma Taylor, a member of the Rawhide Hall of Fame, was an impassioned fan of the local minor league franchise and a loyal advocate for minor league baseball. This year, loyal fans, players, and members of the program celebrate 70 years of the rich history and intimate atmosphere of the ballpark.
I think of the number of big leaguers that have played in this little ballpark. I think of Ken Herbeck and Herbie Puckett and Chuck Knobloch. Was there a special player that you had a nice connection with that played and came through here?
Well, the two close players were Veda Pinson, and Veda and his family from Oakland, he went to McClymonds High, were hugely close with the Taylor family. Pauline would have been like a second mother. Then the other one, of course, was Kirby Puckett, and my wife, Wendy, actually became his godmother.
What kind of experience do you have when you come and watch a minor league ball game in one of the nicest minor league stadiums probably in the country? What's that like for you and for the fans here of Visalia?
Seeing the transformation and being this close to the action is probably the greatest pleasure for any of the fans that come. If you're down behind home plate, it's only 22 feet from home plate to the screen. There's nowhere in America even close to that. Wherever you sit in the park, you can hear all the action on the field, you can see everything, you don't miss anything. So it's like cheerleading, you know, like the football or basketball games. The chant gets going rawhide, and it's just pure fun, and it's not real expensive.
Danny, come on, is there a greater experience in having ballpark food and a cold beer at a minor league stadium? I mean, come on, what's it like working here at the Rawhide?
Well, it's great working here, and you're right. There's something uniquely American about minor league baseball, almost more so than Major League Baseball, because it's spread out so much further around the country. Nachos, hot dogs, beer, and a ball game, right?
If I've never been here to the ballpark before, what's that signature ballpark food that I should eat? I mean, what do you love?
You're looking at it
Yeah,
right here.
this right here?
This, my first season here in Visalia, and this was my very first meal here on
Oh my
opening night
gosh.
in April. The souvenir helmet pork nachos. So there's pulled pork in there, there's bacon
Come
in
on.
there, jalapenos,
Oh my
cheese,
God.
salsa, onion, sour cream.
My
and then,
God.
of course, you get the helmet, and you can put that on your head.
Yeah.
Although I cleaned it out first.
Yeah, and that is big league right there, right? No minor league to that. That's big league.
They are renowned musicians and they are celebrated all over the world, but their heart lies right here in Visalia. The sons of the San Joaquin, Joe, Jack, and Lon Hannah
hold their own connections to the ballpark, with their first love, baseball.
You cannot tell the story of Visalia without celebrating it with its favorite sons, the sons of the San Joaquin. And all of you have some amazing history about this beautiful ballpark here in Visalia, don't you?
Visalia Union High School, and I went to Redwood, so this was our home field when it was Redwood.
You know it. You know, you're a celebrated, cowboy singing group. What are you most proud of as being in this amazing profession?
Well, the most proud that I am is that it's family, you know. I mean, I probably going to continue to do stuff. These guys don't like to travel a whole lot anymore. I'm going to keep singing, but I'll never find two guys that can sing like that. So when I grow up, I want to sing like them, and maybe one of these days.
I think you've done all right.
Ray, we are in the Cowboy Hall of Fame 4 times for Wrangler Awards. That's the equivalent of an Emmy. In the Western world, we're
or a Grammy.
A Grammy. Well, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting me.
You're celebrated in the Cowboy Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. And Songwriters of the Year, and you've traveled.
Western Walk of Stars. We're in the Western Walk of Stars.
Yeah, you've traveled all over the world as a result of your musical prowess. But you know, you've got these small hometown roots. What keeps you connected to Visalia? And I know you're all here. Jack, you were here, but you moved to Fresno. But you all have this really special connection, this beautiful little town.
Well, yeah, when your brother and your nephew lives here, and of course my dad and mother lived here for a long time too, while I was in Fresno State. And even while I was playing pro ball, Dad and Mama were still alive. So you know, I've never left Visalia. It's a special place to me.
Nestled inside the giant trees of Mooney Grove Park, we find the Tulare County Museum. The museum features many historical treasures, such as the artifacts of the pioneer era, agricultural equipment, and one of the largest Native American basket collections in California. The most recent addition to the museum pays tribute to the history of farm labor and agriculture in Tulare County and highlights the contributions of many different cultural groups throughout time.
You know, Amy, I grew up in this charming little town many, many years ago. I had no idea this museum existed in Visalia, California.
Well, the museum is located in Mooney Grove Park in Visalia, and you're not alone. There's a lot of people that don't know that it's here. About every week, we get several people that come through and say they've lived here for 60 years and they've never been in.
I'm fascinated. I walk in here and see this indigenous Native American art, and there's something really special about your Native American basket art here in this museum, correct?
We do have an extensive basket collection. A lot of them are the local tribes, the Yokuts baskets, and it's probably one of the largest in California that we have here.
Yeah, I remember the Yokuts from 3rd grade history, I believe, right? Tell us, for someone who's never been in here like myself, what will you experience when you walk through the corridors of this amazing museum?
Well, there's a lot of Tulare County history in it. We tried to cover all of that. We've got the Native American Gallery. We have pioneer artifacts. Our gun and saddle collection is also extensive. Things like the Visalia Electric Railroad, Sequoia Field, and then outside we have a whole pioneer village with agriculture equipment, schoolhouses and residences from the late 1800s, so there's quite a bit to experience.
The genesis of all food begins on the farm, right? And there's just this beautiful illustration of farm equipment from the turn of the century.
We do have a lot of that, and with the cultural exhibits, a lot of food does come into play with those, and so they'll talk about the dairies or the farming that they work with, and then when we have our opening reception, we always have food that's representative of that culture for everyone to partake in.
Yeah, we all take it for granted, the toil and the hard work of the farmer and the farm worker, and really what sustains all of us here in the Valley and allows us to enjoy great meals at great restaurants, right?
Right.
I'm ready to jump on that tractor. Let's go till the field, right? Let's go make some lettuce.
From the rich history of the Valley's agriculture to the historic walls of a 1916 train station, brothers Greg and David Vartanian and their family of staff have created the ultimate fine dining destination. The Southern Pacific Depot transports diners back to the golden age of travel with elegant flair, decadent dishes, craft cocktails, and fine wines, all complemented by the ravishing decor of stained glass windows, chandeliers, and antiques. The Southern Pacific Depot, a true treasure of Central California.
One of my favorite dining experiences is to walk through those doors, come back in this beautiful bar, sit there with a little plate of half oysters and a nice bottle of wine. I can tell you, it's amazing. What do you want people to experience when they come here to the Depot?
Kind of what you just said. You want a comforting spot and to dine. I don't want people to come here to eat. We want you to dine. And part of the way that we do that is we present the cocktail menu or the wine list first, then we bring you the dinner menu, because we want you to enjoy the night. And just sit back and relax and just have a wonderful time. The great food, fresh seafood, some interesting dishes like we went through old dining card books and we picked out an avocado cocktail with Russian dressing. Slab bacon, some people call it pork belly, but it's slab bacon. It's a, it's a hand-cut piece of bacon. It's fantastic.
With all that amazing cuisine, I mean, you always have to marry that with a beautiful selection and a vast array of great wine.
We are very fortunate. Greg Vartanian has a great palate for wines.
We're adjacent to the railroad here on a little street here in Visalia, but what is the history of this restaurant?
Well, this building was built in 1916. It turns 100 years old this year.
Wow.
It was the second train depot for Visalia. It remained active until 1941-42, but in 1971 it opened up as a restaurant and has been known as the Southern Pacific Depot since. This room is called the 612 Bar, 612 Lounge, named after the locomotive that ran the tracks. We have the lamp outside the bar door that illuminates the hallway as you come in, and that is the bell above your head that was on the train as well.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. It's amazing. These are two of your signature little appetizers, right?
Yes, the slab bacon, which a lot of people say, oh, it's pork belly, which is another name for it. And then the avocado cocktail that we pulled from just the history of trying to find dining appetizers for the restaurant.
Oh my gosh. Whatever you call it, it is absolutely fantastic. Oh my gosh, bacon in that beautiful, delicious sauce. That is so good.
It's fantastic.
Oh my gosh, you can never go wrong with bacon, but the way you prepare it here, this is amazing.
Because I still shallot vinaigrette sauce with it.
Outstanding. And what is this, your avocado?
This is an avocado cocktail with Russian dressing. A little bit of Topeka caviar on top.
Is that caviar on top?
That's
yeah.
Yes.
Wow, got a good little dip of that.
And again, you know, you go through, you think about, you want to bring in the history of the train depot, the trains. We found a book, Old Dining Car Menus. This was on it.
We came from Los Angeles, and my father and his uncles were in the restaurant business here, so this is where we ended up. When I came here, it was 33,500 people. I remember that specifically.
Wow.
Because we made a joke, because there's 11 of us in the family. Oh, now it's 33,511.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You have the triangle, too, here. I mean, they have this beautiful restaurant here, the Southern Pacific Depot, Jack and Charlie's across the street, and one of the great signature restaurants in the Central Valley in the Vintage Press. I mean, how hard is it to manage all those three?
It's a challenge every day, but we're up for the challenge. The Vintage Press has been there 50 years this year, so there's a lot of staples on the menu there. Jack and Charlie's across the street. That menu is very eclectic and changes all the time with what's fresh at the farmer's market, and the depot's got its standards also.
I'm coming back for the first time in the last few years. What can I expect, and what should I order? What is your signature dish here at the Southern Pacific Depot now?
I think you should have the grilled bacon. A slab of bacon that's grilled is very nice for a first course. And a good bone-in steak. Kansas City steak is great. You know, right here where we're sitting, this thing here was a revolving door that they turned into a settee. Wow. So it's a lot of interesting things here.
will. Oh my gosh. A feast for the eyes. This is amazing. What do we have here? What have you made for us here?
A braised lamb shank with some barley, fresh asparagus, and baby carrots, and grilled duck breast with kumquats.
Exactly the way a lamb shank should be. Fork tender right off the fork. Oh my gosh, that is spectacular. That is just flavorful and heavenly. I'm ready to leap over and take a little bite of yours too, because that looks absolutely fantastic. What are you eating?
Grilled duck breast. You help yourself with kumquats. Very good.
Oh my gosh. That is unique and different. Oh my gosh, yeah, savory, and the sweetness comes out of it. A great little tang flavor to it. That's absolutely delicious. Visalia, California, my hometown. No better way to end our visit. Bring us home, sons of the San Joaquin.
Way down south on the borderline, the pretty little girl I got in mind is a-waiting, waiting, I said waiting, Saddleback's all old as back and strapped against his hide. Sun is bright and the world's all right, so now the way I'll ride to greet the gal on the borderline and tell her it's just this waste of time. I'm hating, I said hating, where the sleepy Rio's flowing and the longhorn cattle lowing, where the purple sage is growing, that's the only place I long for, where the lazy clouds are sailing and the wild coyote is wailing. Get along, I'm bound for the Rio Grande.
On our next episode, we visit Old Town Clovis, California, where cafes, antique shops, restaurants, and eclectic boutiques boast a small town atmosphere and community pride. Come on, let's dine out along the road.